morning ahead of you, grade 4 pupils. How are you, kids? I hope you're all good, safe, and excited to learn today's lesson. Just remember, God always hears you. So just pray so that you won't get sick. And now, are you all set? Well, I hope so. I am Teacher Feli, your science teacher broadcaster for Villanueva North and Cider. Science for grade 4. Our first topic for today is about diseases that we can get from decaying materials that is based on MELC, with the objective to identify what diseases will I get from decaying materials. And so kids, are you all ready to learn another lesson? Well, if you're ready now, sit erect and feel free to view and listen to a new topic that I will discuss to you today. But before we will start with our lesson for today, let's first have our virtual class rules. First rule, listen to the teacher's discussion. Number 2, make sure to have with you a pen and paper for you to jot down important things about the lesson. Number 3, seek your parents' advice and help when there are difficult words for you to understand. Number 4, you can watch the video again so you can understand fully today's lesson. Now class, do you consider leftover foods or decayed foods home garbages? Do you think these foods when eaten could harm your health or can make you sick or ill? Garbage around us may have harmful effects to one's health and safety if they are not disposed properly. When not properly disposed, some decaying materials can lead to some diseases that prevent our body and mind from working normally. And in this picture, do you see their decayed foods? Very good. They are rotten foods. So can you guess now as to what topic shall we discuss today? Very well said. Our lesson for today is about identifying the effects of decaying materials on one's health and safety. But before I will proceed with the lesson for today, we will answer first the pre-test in page 1 and 2 of your module. Direction: write the best answer in your paper or answer sheet. Now let's start. Number 1. This is a waterborne disease that we often get by drinking polluted water and uncovered foods. A. Malaria. B. Scabies. C. Typhoid. D. Leukemia. Number 2. Lino suffered from severe diarrhea. He was rushed to the hospital. The doctor said he suffered from dehydration and should be treated immediately. What would be the possible illness? Choices: A. Dysentery. B. Dengue fever. C. Typhoid. D. Malaria. Number 3. Why did Maria experience itchiness in her skin after swimming in the river? A. The river might be dirty and contaminated. B. She had eaten something that caused allergy. C. She swam in the river where the water is very dirty. D. Maria is allergic to the water of the river. Number 4. Leia lives near the dump site. She and her friends always play outside near piles of garbage. One early morning, she happens to spit blood and complains of chest and back pains. What might be her possible illness? A. Tuberculosis. B. Dengue. C. Allergy. D. Malaria. And number 5. Leo has a high fever. Her mother found out some bruises in her skin. What would be the doctor's possible diagnosis? A. Dengue fever. B. Diarrhea. C. Dysentery. And D. COVID-19. And now, let's answer your pre-test. Number 1. It is a waterborne disease that we often get by drinking polluted water and uncovered foods. What must be the answer? The answer is typhoid fever. Very good. Number 2. What would be the possible illness of Lino? Because he suffered from severe diarrhea and that he also suffered from dehydration. What must be the answer? The answer is dysentery. Number 3. Maria experienced itchiness in her skin after swimming in the river. Because why? Must be the answer? Okay, the answer is she experienced itchiness in her skin because the river might be dirty and contaminated. Okay, very good. Number 4. In that picture, you can see the girl near the dump site. What will happen to her? Okay, the answer is tuberculosis. Because she is experiencing spitting blood and complained of chest and back pains. Number 5. Leigh has a high fever. Her mother found out some bruises on her skin. What must be the doctor's diagnosis? Any guess? Okay, very good. Leo has a high fever and have some bruises on her skin, and the doctors might diagnose Leo that he has a dengue fever. Very good again. The answer for number 1 is typhoid. Next, what's the answer? Dysentery. Next, the river might be dirty and contaminated. Next, the answer is tuberculosis. Another one. The answer is dengue fever. Now, how well did you do, children? Are all your answers correct? Well and good. But if you missed out, keep trying. God always helps those who help themselves. Now, class, we will read again your answers. Or we have also already answered your activity. Now, before we will move forward to the next part of the lesson, do you have any idea of what diseases mean? And now we will study some vocabulary about our lesson. Number 1 is disease. What do you mean by disease? Disease is an illness that affects a person or an animal or a plant. It is a condition that prevents the body or mind from working normally. Next, we have here a name game. we have another activity. The title is Name Game. The question here is, can you name the materials that undergo decay? Enumerate 3 materials from the drawing above that undergo decay. Now let's do it. And the directions are A. Examine the drawings provided below. B. Identify the conditions shown in each drawing. C. Write in your activity sheet the identified conditions shown. D. Organize your findings in the table provided below. Letter E. Follow how it is done in the example given in the first line. As you can see there in the picture, figure 1, that shows the drawing of a dump site. And figure 2, a drawing of the squatters area. Are you familiar with those places, class? Well, I hope so. And now we will have, or let's answer our activity sheet. On the first column, you have there place where the family lives. And on the second column, waste materials seen in the surroundings. Next, on the third column, pest breeding in the surroundings. And on the last column, possible illness or diseases resulting from exposure to decaying materials. And the answer or the example or the answer is already given there. For the first column, canals, the waste materials seen in the surroundings are empty cans, plastic bottles, trashes, rotten fruits, and vegetables. And in the pest breeding in the surroundings, we have mosquito or flies. Next, on the last column, possible illness or disease resulting from exposure to decaying materials. We have allergy, dengue, malaria, typhoid, and waterborne diseases. So what you have to do is you are going to answer for number 1, dump site. You will fill in the waste materials seen in the surroundings, the pest breeding in the surroundings, and possible illnesses or diseases resulting from exposure to decaying materials. Then for number 2, squatters area. What waste materials are seen in the surroundings around squatters area? The second column, what are the pests breeding in the surroundings in the squatters area? And on the last column, what are the possible illness or diseases resulting from exposure to decaying materials for the squatters area? Okay, did you understand? Are you ready to answer now? I'll give you 30 minutes to answer. Your time starts now. Are you done? Okay, let's answer our activity sheet. Number 1, what are the possible waste materials found in these areas? Very good. For the dump site, waste materials seen in the surroundings are rotten fruits and vegetables, trashes, dead animals, empty bottles, cans, and plastics. Then, how about the pests breeding in the surroundings of the dump site? What were those? Your answer will be pests like cockroaches, mosquitoes, flies, rats, and worms. And lastly, in the last column, what are the possible illness in the dump site? The answer Allergy, dengue, malaria, typhoid, and waterborne diseases. Next, what will you do? What will you do so that or to avoid those diseases in that area? Any guess what's the answer? The answer, you must clean the area, then you must dispose waste properly and practice proper hygiene. Now, let us learn or let us review again or let us recall what are the vocabularies or the words that you have learned today about our lesson. We have here the learning circuit. Number 1, diseases. What do you mean by diseases? Diseases are illnesses that affect a person, animal, or plant. It is a condition that prevents the body or mind from working normally. Next, decaying materials. What do you mean by decaying materials? Decaying materials are, could harm one's health. Some diseases caused by decaying materials are allergy, cholera, malaria, typhoid, dysentery, and skin diseases. Next, dysentery. What do you mean by dysentery? Dysentery is a disease that can cause severe diarrhea. If not treated properly, someone can die from it. Next, a waterborne disease. Waterborne disease is transmitted to a person when they drink polluted or dirty water. Next, diseases can be prevented if there is a proper disposal of wastes, especially for those living in crowded areas and those who live near dump sites as terraces or canals. Good hygiene practices such as washing hands, boiling of water, avoidance or exposure to air help being exposed to. Number 1, dysentery. What is dysentery? It is a letter B. It causes severe diarrhea. Next, how about ringworm? What is its description? For ringworm, letter E. Itchiness. Number 3, how about malaria? Malaria is a disease transmitted by mosquitoes. How about typhoid? Typhoid means waterborne disease. How about allergy? Allergy description is itchiness. Are all your answers correct? Okay, I hope so. Then this time we have an activity. We have again an activity, and it is entitled What I Have Learned, or the brain twisting. The directions: write true if the statement is correct, and if false, replace the underlined word, the correct word or phrase. Number 1, cholera is an infectious disease that causes severe watery diarrhea, which can lead to dehydration and even death if untreated. Number 2, dysentery is transmitted when a person drinks dirty water. Number 3, scabies is a skin infestation caused by a mite. Number 4, mosquitoes cause dengue and typhoid. And the last is washing hands before and after eating may help prevent diseases. So your time starts now. Time is up. Okay, let's answer. Number 1, cholera is an infectious disease that causes severe watery diarrhea, which can lead to dehydration and even death if untreated. What's your answer? Okay, very good. The answer is true. How about number 2? Dysentery is transmitted when a person drinks dirty water. Okay, what's your answer again? Okay, very good. The answer is true. How about number 3? Scabies. Scabies is a skin infestation caused by a mite. What's your answer? Okay, very good. The answer is true. How about number 4? Mosquitoes cause dengue and typhoid. What's your answer? Okay, very good. The answer is false. It is not typhoid, but malaria. And the last, washing hands before and after eating may help prevent diseases. What's your answer? Very good. The answer is true. Are all your answers correct? So again, let's read your answers. Number 1, cholera is an infectious disease that causes severe watery diarrhea, which can lead to dehydration and even death if untreated. The answer is true. Dysentery is transmitted when a person drinks dirty water. And the answer is true. And scabies is a skin infestation caused by a mite. That is true. Number 4, mosquitoes cause dengue and typhoid. The answer is false. It's not typhoid, but malaria. Number 5, washing hands before and after eating may help prevent diseases. That's right. The answer is true. Well, if all your answers are correct, you have a great job, kids. You were really listening to your lesson. For those who didn't get it, maybe you try your luck next time. We're almost done, kids. So for your assignment, found on the page 8 of your module, answer the guessing game. All you have to do is just read the directions and put your answers in your science notebook. Directions, manghuhula ka ba? Write what will happen to you if you are in the situation. In the first column, situation. If you're exposed to decaying materials, what will happen if we fail to wash your hands before eating? And on the second column, we have hula mo, or what's your guess? So that will be your assignment. And are going to write your assignment in your science notebook. I guess it's our time is already finished. So I am your friendly teacher, Ma'am Feli Abejo, saying thank you for viewing and listening, and may the good Lord always bless and keep us safe. Thank you.